Gets me through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
That's as good as it gets. Front row to the Rachele show.
Jelly on the deli, eating jelly on the belly. Flying through the valley, singing Nelly with the jelly.
Please welcome to the show, Josh Rachele.
Rachele, rush in a flash.
Oh, there he is. Welcome, great man, Josh Rachele.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Just about to go to training, just limbering up, are you?
Yes, I am. Was a bit tight in the hammies, so I was stretching a little bit.
Don't talk to me about hammies.
Oh, my God. Did you see his hammy?
Yeah, you showed me the photo, how
that's
bruised
right.
it was. It was ridiculous.
Absolute mess, grade 3. They said your stock standard human, Josh. They probably would have put them down.
Really?
Euthanized you.
Had to euthanize people
Oh,
in this
dear.
normal situation.
We're going to talk about footy in just a moment, but I can't let this go. You've strutted into the studio this morning and tell everybody what you're wearing on your feet.
Yeah, so I couldn't find my shoes in the car, and fortunately I had these beautiful looking Birks with a backward strap on it that a lot of the boys aren't happy with, especially Nick Murray, number one. He absolutely hates them.
Oh, he's a proper
farm boy, isn't he?
He'd probably be wearing riding boots.
Probably.
And you've chosen to pair them with a pair of socks.
Yeah, black ones too. So
Yeah.
I think it kind of goes with the fit, the
Yeah.
brown on brown.
I think you're kind of right, to be honest with you.
So Hazy likes to wear Birkenstocks with socks all the time.
Yeah.
I like to call them the flog clogs.
Oh, come on, Joe. That's not very fair. There's that Batuta Advocate article. It says
Yes.
proper weird unit thinks that these Birkenstocks are an accessible,
cool.
a proper form of clothing. They are.
Yeah, so true. But at least you don't have the closed-in ones, do you?
No, I don't have them ones.
Thank God for that. Does
What's
anyone
wrong
at the
with
club wear those?
Yeah, it's pretty popular. I don't know, I just never got round to them ones. But
Yeah.
I should
Okay.
invest.
Fortunately, you invested in that backstrap, though.
Yeah.
For security.
Yes.
For security
For
reasons.
added security.
Hey, Josh, big game coming up tomorrow night. Also, we love a debutant, Billy Dowling. Tell us about him, because the experiences that we've had, just a beautiful young man.
Oh, he's very well liked within the group. He's one of the most honest boys, and he does everything right. So I think if you had a daughter and you wanted someone to marry someone in the team,
Billy
it would
Dowling.
be 100% Billy
All
Dowling.
right.
Yeah, right.
Used to be Josh Rachele.
No.
Yeah.
Now it's Billy Dowling.
Now Josh is you're off the shelf, aren't you?
Yes.
Very
I am.
much. How long you been taken for, Josh?
Nearly a year now. Yep. Been a
Oh.
while.
When's your anniversary? Do you know the date?
A couple of days after Cardi's birthday. That's all I know.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Okay.
That works.
Yeah, it worked good.
Would she? Sorry, I can't let this go. Would she describe you as romantic, Josh?
I'd hope so. Yeah, I think
right.
I'd be a little bit. Yeah.
Are you going to plan anything for your 1 year anniversary?
I think I'd have to do something big, but it's going to be hard because it's her 21st birthday a couple of days before, so might put it all in one.
Is your girlfriend only 21? That's so cute.
Yeah.
Same as me.
Are you 21?
Yes.
Have you had your
outrageous.
21st yet?
Yeah, just in April.
What'd you do?
I had a massive party in the city after gather round, so I had, I think, nearly 100 people there, so it was a great night.
Oh, that would have been huge. Whereabouts?
It was at the gallery,
Oh,
Beauty.
perfect.
one of those rooms, so
Hey, Josh, if you were just trying to set the scene with your girlfriend, it was a really romantic night. I'm just asking this question. You're really trying to get the mood going. Would you wear the Birkenstocks with the backstrap?
depends what type of vibe it is.
Oh, God. Oh, let's talk about the Crows. And I guess you're copping a little bit of stick after the weekend. What's the feeling amongst the group?
Yeah, we are, because we went into that game hoping
Yeah.
that we would win, especially we saw the next 3 weeks coming up after a loss a couple of weeks ago. We pinned those games in. We've said we need to kind of win the next 3 to obviously have a chance at the finals, and it's not ruled off, but yeah, it is kind of a deep reach now.
Yeah.
Josh, we'll let you go and we'll let you prepare for tomorrow night. Always a pleasure. And we're
Did you
looking
just do
forward.
a full football interview with no questions on football?
I
You
know, how
did.
was that? I feel weird, don't
That's
I?
amazing.
It's nice. It's quite kind of refreshing, isn't it? Hey, Josh, good luck tomorrow night. I think you can have a big win, and we love chatting with you. We'll chat again in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jazz Hazy.
There you go.
Here's what you're waking up to, Adelaide.
In the news today.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
What's in the news today?
Your post snooze news.
Pretty heavy day outside of court yesterday for our police commissioner, Grant Stevens. Abby, you've got all the latest.
It was. So they were back in court. Basically what's happened is the young man who was driving the car has pleaded guilty to a lesser charge. So instead of dangerous driving, it's been dropped to careless driving. So essentially it means that he still could face jail time. It could be as low as 12 months though. He did write a letter as well to the Stevens family, and we've got Police Commissioner Grant Stevens talking about that just outside of court.
And we've also been handed a letter of apology, so we'll take time to read that. And thank you for your understanding that we'll say more at a later time. Thank you.
Yeah, which was, fighting back tears and with the family. It's the first time they've been to court, or the second time they've been to court over this. So it's just, a horrible, horrible thing. Two families torn apart, obviously. Charlie Stevens was killed at schoolies last year. Deeren will be back in court in August when sentencing negotiations and all that stuff sort of starts. But yeah, essentially he could still be behind bars for around 12 months. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
It'll be heard in the district court, not the magistrates court, because of the fact that he ran away after the collision.
And I think that's the whole conversation that my parents, especially with grandkids, are having. You don't get in trouble. Like, if something happens and it's an accident, it's okay, but it's the not owning up to it straight away. It's the running away. It's the not going, oh my goodness, this has just happened. What can I do to help this person? Yeah, that's where the trouble comes in.
Big life lesson, though, isn't it?
Oh, massive.
If you do mess up, you show up.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You've got to put your hand up and take responsibility.
Yeah, 100%. So, very sad story, but that's the outcome of yesterday.
Large debate as well with schoolies in general.
Yeah.
I don't know. I went to school in the Gold Coast where I went for a week.
Yep.
And it was epic every single night for 6 or 7 days. But I don't know. Now that I'm a parent and I kind of imagine my kids going to schools and stuff, and I can so now understand why, when I was heading off to schools, just how much that mum and dad, particularly dad, would sit me down and have this conversation. I was like, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But it makes you think.
It was actually right before the Charlie Stevens death that I was at the bus exchange for 10 Years First, and we were filming all these kids going off, and they've all got their eskies, and I was looking at these young girls just through a mother's eyes, just going, please be safe, like, please take care of yourselves, because and boys, because combination of testosterone and alcohol, it's it's I don't see the wisdom in assembling these kids in a space. I know it's supervised and I know they've got the green team, but making it okay for alcohol to be present, I just think it is so fraught with danger.
Yeah, that's the tough one. It's the introduction of alcohol aggressively like that.
Yeah.
So it's like a crash course into binge drinking.
Yeah.
When you've just tasted alcohol for the first time. That's where it's dangerous.
Speaking of alcohol, there is a move to ban alcohol on planes.
This is one of the smarter moves, it would seem.
Well, a recent study has warned that drinking alcohol before falling asleep on a plane puts such strain on the heart that it could be fatal.
Wow.
Yeah, well, and the impact of alcohol on your blood in the air at that altitude is so much greater. Have you noticed that? If you have a few drinks on a plane, it hits you harder than...
I can honestly say I've never been drunk on an aeroplane.
Haven't you?
Yeah, I've had flights where I've had one or two. I haven't really flown much in my life, to be honest.
I think the international flights are where you can get yourself into trouble.
I decided when I was young and silly to finish work at 3 a.m. and our flight to Bali was at 7 a.m. and I thought, I'll just party, go home, quickly pack and go get on the plane.
Oh, Abby. Come on.
Not a good idea, let me tell you.
Yeah, I think I know that we're encouraging binge drinking here, but the norm used to be on sports trips in particular to go through duty free. If you're going to Bali, perhaps get a litre and then just get soft drink from the hosties and then mix your own on the plane, which you're not supposed to do, but people do silly things.
So you are endorsing that?
No, I'm most certainly not endorsing that sort of behaviour.
Before being that duty free.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you've got to get the bargain, don't you? You've got to get the bulk vodka.
They're not even that cheap anymore.
Duty free.
We walked through duty free last year on the way back from Bali and I was like, meh.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cost of living, baby.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go.
There you go.
Lots of lessons from Auntie Jodie.
A few little lessons there to take. Not sure exactly what they are. That's your post-snooze news. Get ready for this headline, Jodes. Researchers say that castrated males live longer than their intact counterparts. That's right. That's right. Do you get it? Do you understand what's happening here?
So boys that have had their willy live longer.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating medical fact, Andrew Hayes.
Who saw that coming? So this is described by researcher Kat Bahanan. The little things between your legs, she describes them as two little death nuggets.
Oh!
She's spot on too. She believes that the key to longevity in the life of males is the removal of the crown jewels. So she spoke at a thing called the Hay Festival. She told the audience castration
Yes.
was a way to make male mammals live longer. I don't know what you're thinking, Joe. Take me through the whole time period of castration. Well, here you go. This effect was observed in American men in the mid-20th centuries who were institutionalised, usually because of mental illness, and castrated, and in Korean eunuchs. The castrated men lived longer than their regularly bald peers. Those old regularly bald fellas, eh?
So you're saying is it the whole meat and potatoes, or is it the whole lot?
I think it's more so
just the
two little death nuggets.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what we're talking about as well.
Got it.
Because they're the little bits of nucleus that hold all the testosterone. There's two things in my life that have got me into trouble.
Yep.
And that is alcohol and testosterone.
Testosterone.
Mix them together.
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
Oh my goodness.
All of the absolute dumb crap that I've done has been because of alcohol and testosterone.
Wow.
So,
Testosterone's a funny little hormone, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
It's a
isn't it?
strange little one. Like, when I first met my husband, Greg, and I was like, he's the nicest person on the planet.
Yeah.
But I do remember vividly the first time I went to watch him play ice hockey, and that's when the testosterone gets flowing when you're playing sport, right?
Yep.
And so I watched him skate along the ice, and he dead set, looked left, looked right for the umpire, could see that the umpire was nowhere to be seen, and has just dead set elbowed someone in the head. And I was like, who are you?
Yeah, so that's you looking at that, and all the other blokes, like me in the audience, are going, nice, Greg.
That's good stuff.
Nice, Greg.
You who are sitting in the bleachers drinking your 6 can of beer
Yeah,
are like,
nice.
yeah, man.
Yes! Oh, it's testosterone and alcohol. A bit late for me, 3 kids later, but who knows? I mean, I have a daughter who's 3 years old. The other day, she poked me in the eye, bit me on the neck.
Yep.
And then she called my wife a psycho. She's 3 years old. She called her a psycho. She said, get away from me, you psycho. So I'm just saying, castrated men don't have to put up with things like that.
No.
So, g'day, have a latte, stay for no cafe. Going to open up very, very soon. It's got nothing to do with that conversation, but what I will say is we put absolutely everything into the coffee.
Yeah.
And I mean everything.
Stop saying
Blood,
that.
sweat, tears.
Stop saying
Time to get
that.
out of this break.
Oh, yeah.
What the fork?
What the fork?
The fork is happening.
What the fork? Those everyday things that you look at and you go, what the fork is that about? Born out of the fact that newsreader Abby steals all the forks out of the kitchen. What the fork have you caught overseas is going to be the question this morning. So,
We talking catch and love?
yeah, no. So my husband is overseas at the moment with his brother. His brother travels a lot for work. He's a lawyer. And he had been to Costa Rica in South America. Have I got the geography on that right, Andrew Hayes?
Yes.
Cool.
He has no
asking me
idea.
Said with
He has
absolutely
no
no
idea.
certainty.
I don't even know where I am right now.
Anyway,
Jamaica.
he so he spent 2 weeks there and then got home, started to feel incredibly unwell. Like, I'm talking, no matter what he ate, he felt sick. Couldn't even play golf with my husband, which is a
Oh, that's
surefire
the big
sign
one.
to me.
That is the big sign.
And was dropping weight really badly. So he was like, well, I better go to the doctor and find out what's wrong. And as he flew from Dubai to Athens and touched down in Athens, he got an email from his doctor who said, we have identified the problem, sir. You have what is quite common in South America, a parasite.
What's that?
Parasite in your gut. So what you need to do is get this strand of antibiotics. However, they couldn't be found in Greece, and so he had to get them flown in from overseas to rid himself of that parasite. Now, I'm just saying, the minute you tell me you have got a parasite living in your gut, get that out of me.
Yeah, or
immediately.
You can
Or
live
do-
harmoniously.
Well,
harmoniously.
wow.
You can live together.
I can't talk
Yes,
today.
it could be your little mate. If you go down that path, maybe you could even name it. Maybe even little Paul. Paul the parasite.
Pull the parasite.
Something to think about.
Have you had a parasite, Abs?
Yeah, I did.
What was his
After
name?
I went Andrew Bloody Hayes. After I went to Bali once, got very, very sick, had Bali belly, all of the things.
Yeah.
My sister had a parasite for years. years and years and years. And I think
that's
finally she's rid herself
That's
of it.
that's a rough way to talk about Sambo.
Why wouldn't she get rid of it?
I don't know. You'd be like, "You're right." Oh, I've been like, you'd sometimes ring her and she'd be saying how sick she was, and I'm like, "Go and do something."
That is extraordinary to me.
Yeah, but she lived harmoniously with Paul as well.
13, 24, 10. What did you catch overseas? Producer Zoe?
I am embarrassed to admit that this wasn't even overseas, and it's happened 3 times. But I have had scabies 3 times.
Oh my gosh. You've probably got scabies right now, do you?
Well, it's like little mites living in your skin. It's gross. Yeah, it's super gross. It's really common in if you go camping and stuff, rurally. But I've just got it from boys, so love that for me.
Wow,
you
you've
actually
caught
caught scabies from boys.
Scabies from boys, yeah.
Let's not just right off the whole boy thing, scabies. I'm not sure about that. Were you hanging out with street folk in Costa Rica?
So which boys are you? Obviously the boys
This is not an intervention.
Was it all different boys? Like 3 different boys?
The first one I was 12 and it was a sleepover, so it was like a kids thing. And then second time was a boy last year, my ex-boyfriend. That's how we started dating. And then another boy.
Wow.
Amazing.
Scabies. Who's got them? 13, 24.
No, let's do this. 13, 24, 10. What did you catch overseas? Give us a call.
So stop giving Zoe scabies.
Good morning, Tanya.
Good morning. How you going?
Good. What did you pick up?
Well, I did a lovely trip to Barcelona with my sister, and I disappeared for 6 weeks on annual leave. But it was in my early 20s, so I was notorious for pulling sickies back in those days. And got back, and a couple of days later, I woke up and I had chicken pox. So I had to explain to the boss that I need a couple of weeks off because of the chicken pox. And I nearly lost my job because of it, because she thought I was pulling a sickie.
Oh.
There you go. Mature age chickenpox, real dangerous.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. And to top it off, to prove that I had chicken pox, I just walked into the office and I was covered. It looked like I had the biggest bits all over my face.
Yeah.
And so she was like, get home right now. But I had to prove that, that I had the chicken pox.
Tanya, did it leave scars?
Yeah, and do you know what? Here's a lesson as well. That scar ended up turning into a skin cancer later on. So don't always think it's the moles that'll get you. It's also the scars. But that's the chicken pox has been on a journey with me. But I wanted to also say with the parasite, I'm going to defend those guys who've got parasites, because it was going to cost me $4,000 to get rid of my parasite from Cambodia. So I think that's probably why people probably don't they make friends with their parasite.
Well, there you go. And did you end up having some sort of special link and friendship with your parasite, Tanya?
Yeah, look, his name was Bob. He's only just recently left the gut, so I'd like to thank my doctor for all the hard work for that.
Oh, my
R.I.P. Bob.
Yeah, see, Bob.
Yeah, R.I.P. Bob.
It's been fun. You've kept me very slim, but it's time to go.
It's time to move on.
Yeah.
To a new host.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tanya.
That's nice, isn't it? 13, 24, 10. What did you catch overseas? Welcome to the stage, producer Emily.
Hello. I will clarify that this happened to a friend of mine. We were on holiday in Thailand, and it actually turned out that she did have a parasite in the end, but it arrived while we were ziplining through the jungle, and she soiled herself while we were ziplining.
Wow. It's not a good... not a good time for soiling.
No, the only reprieve was it was absolutely bucketing down, so we couldn't really tell. But it was a swift emergency. We left the ziplining and went back to the hotel so she could get changed.
Goodness. And she had a parasite.
She had a parasite and it stuck around for about 6 months.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it sounds like a bit of a nasty parasite.
It was.
I thought a lot of these parasites were good guys.
Yeah, no.
Just sort of keeping an eye on you.
No, there was a real dire moment outside Waterbomb Park in Bali for me. Yeah. I had to scoot real quickly.
I bet you did. I bet you did.
So, Em, did you spend $4,000 on getting rid of that sucker?
I clarified it wasn't me, Abs.
Yeah.
Sure it wasn't.
We're all thinking the same thing.
A very excruciating experience unfolded on the UK version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, hosted by the former... He hosted that car show, Jeremy Clarkson.
Yes.
I thought he got cancelled for some reason.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Yeah.
The show just got cancelled.
Oh, the show got cancelled. Didn't he recently as well get voted Britain's sexiest man or something?
Oh, yes.
Correct.
Yeah. That is what... Who's...
It's a piss take. It has to be.
Who votes for that? That's the most...
people.
I think
the people have spoken.
Didn't Jeremy Clarkson vote for it?
Dad bods are in.
Yeah, apparently. Anyway, so he's hosting and the contestant was playing along and he got a lifeline. Now, you know what happens with a lifeline. You call someone really super smart and ask them the question if you don't know the answer yourself.
Yeah.
So this bloke was like, cool, call my wife. And so they placed the call and then this happened.
Elizabeth, can we call Elizabeth, please? You want me to tell her where you've got to?
I'm sorry, there is no service for...
That was a man just answered your phone. I'm not... No, relax. It could be completely innocent.
That doesn't sound like it.
So they've placed the call. Some bloke picks up the phone, right? And then they call back and then the wife, Elizabeth, answers. But the damage, I feel like, had already been done, don't you think?
Yeah, and also you need to be investing all of your brain power into potentially answering questions that score $1 million.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that brain power goes into, who's my wife with at the moment? What's going on
Who
there?
just picked up my wife's phone? And it reminded me of a situation a little while ago. And I was at work and we were allocated the task of calling someone who'd won something huge. It was like a Porsche or it was like a house or it was something absolutely massive. Yeah. A lot of build-up around these things. And so we called the guy and he picked up and answered. And then the guy that I was working with at the time said, "G'day, mate, how you going?" And his reply was, "Who the bleep is this?"
Ooh, like this, like, who the is this?
Yeah, 100%. And we were like, whoa, what's going on? And we were trying to explain who we were and what we were doing, etc.
Easy muscles.
We found out later on down the track that particular person's wife had allegedly been up to no good.
Oh, there we go.
So the minute that he picked up the phone and heard a male's voice, his mind went straight to, oh, this is the bloke.
This is the guy.
Yeah.
So did he score the prize?
He still got the prize.
He still got the prize. Well, then,
he was still the winner.
That's all that matters.
Oh.
Well, no guesses as to whether he shared the prize or not. Probably not.
No, I don't think he went halves.
There you go.
With the misso.
Yeah, there you go. Good stuff. Sometimes theft can be funny. Only sometimes, Jodes. A bloke by the name of Adam Spencer. This was reported by the BBC. He's 40 years old. He was arrested by officers in Nottinghamshire. Shire?
Yeah.
Shore?
Yeah.
You've had some England experience. Is it Shire?
I've lived there.
Or Shire?
Nottinghamshire.
On Tuesday, he was charged with 2 counts of burglary and 3 counts of theft. Police said Spencer committed a series of thefts across May and April, starting on the 11th of April at Tesco, then hitting an Asda on 17th of April. During one of these thefts, he took 17 tubes of Pringles and during questioning told police, "Once you pop, you can't stop." Yes, that's what it's all about.
Yes, Adam.
Because you can only imagine that at that stage, the police were like, "Clever, Adam.
Yeah.
Clever. Off you go.
It's so...
Keep going."
I don't disagree with him. Pringles are very difficult
It's
to just
true.
have one or two.
It feels like that could be a genuine excuse as to why you would steal Pringles. Because you're right. I can get through 17 to 20 tubes, no problems at all.
17 to 20 tubes.
Tubes.
Yeah.
Big tubes too. They're quite skinny now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've decreased a little bit so you can fit more in, I assume.
What about the ones on the plane, the little baby Pringles? Oh,
Yeah.
they're no good.
Yeah, they're dangerous too, aren't
Because
they?
once the kids have attacked them,
Yeah.
there's like the crumbs left at the bottom for mum.
And
That is no good.
They're also about $7 a pop.
Yeah.
On the aeroplane, they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would like to rob a Nike store.
Would you?
And then as I'm getting arrested, and the police like, why did you go down this path? And I said, and I just look at him in the face and go, shh, just do it. The police go, off you go. Go on, get into it.
I wonder if there's ever been any bank robberies through the history of the time where you've got the getaway car driver sitting there waiting for the robber to come out, and the robber comes out and just yells out, "Stop the car!"
Yes. And the police go, brilliant. Do we get that on body cam? Yes, it's going viral. Jodes, the 5-second rule, is that something that is incorporated in your house?
Yeah, I mean, I subscribe to it, but I guess I guess it depends what it is and where you are.
Yeah.
Like I'm very conscious now because our toy cavoodle tends to not control her bowels inside.
Oh.
Like if a bit of food falls on the floor, my first thought is, has Sid done a business there?
Right. So a bit of food falls directly into Sid's droppings.
No,
then you decrease it from 5 to 3?
No, I'm just saying the
Right.
floors probably aren't as pristine as they could be.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, here's a little report for you. While there are factors that can affect the risk of eating food off the ground, including the type of food it is, and secondly, where you drop it, ultimately scientists say it's best to steer clear of food that's hit the ground. It is a myth, unfortunately. That's from Dr. Wendy Lebret, an internal medicine physician and gastroenterology fellow. She told a publication. What the hell is a gastroenterology?
Gastroenterologist for a start.
Okay.
And they deal with things inside your stomach and your gut.
Oh, okay. Research has revealed that wet foods such as watermelon and meats attract bacteria faster than dry foods such as chips or cookies. The process of food attracting bacteria like Salmonella, E. coli, Listeria, and even fecal matter takes less than a second.
So it's a 1 second
It's
rule.
a 1 second rule.
So if you drop something and you can collect it within 1 second, then you're safe.
Quick!
If not, so she's saying the 5 second rule, absolute fallacy.
It does not exist. So I always thought that it took germs 7 to 12 seconds to climb onto things because maybe they're just a little bit unathletic.
Yeah. And they're like, oi.
Wait up. Wait, no.
Colin E. coli. Can you get there in time? Nah, me either.
Oh, so that's one of those urban legends. That's a genuine myth, unfortunately. And some of the ones that we heard growing up as well.
Yeah.
For my entire childhood, up to the age of about 36, I always assumed that if I ate crust, my hair would go curly.
Right.
And then people would say, make sure you eat your crusts because your hair will go curly.
That is the
and
most...
At the same time, I'm like, I don't want my hair to go curly.
But how did we even fall for that? Because, like, as if eating the crust of your bread is going to make your hair go curly.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Well, we're very impressionable when we're young, aren't we?
I've thought for a very long time during my childhood that if you have a piece of steak, which might be the reason why I don't eat red meat, that it sits in your guts for about 2 weeks.
No, that can't be right.
Someone told me that at some point and it's always stuck with me.
That seems absolutely outrageous. If you've got one as well, and those little myths that you fell for across the journey, give us a call, 13 24 10. But that ties in beautifully to gum.
Yes.
That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
7 years in your guts.
7 years? I heard 2 years.
2 years? Ranges from 2 to 7 years?
We got told 7.
Yeah.
I remember eating watermelon and both my sisters going, oh my goodness, oh my God, are you going to tell Mum? No, I'm going to tell Mum. And I was like, what? And they're like, because you ate the seeds, they're going to grow out your ears.
Yeah.
And I genuinely had a meltdown because I thought that watermelons were going to start growing out my ears.
So you're going to wake up one morning, there's just like a little leaf outside of...
So Carly and Tamara, thanks for my childhood trauma.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still working through
They
it.
call you watermelon head.
Yes.
Classic.
I do have a big head, so awkward.
Oh, jeez. You do have leaves coming out your ears as well. That's so strange.
Yeah, correct.
13 24 10, some of those little myths that you fell for, particularly as you were a child.
Yep.
And maybe you believed it right up until adulthood, which is a little bit concerning.
We'd love to hear them.
The one that my mum told me that her brothers told her is that they all love sultanas.
Yeah.
And her brothers told her that if she ate sultanas, she would get worms.
Oh.
So they would just clean up all the sultanas.
Oh, right. So it was a ploy.
It was a ploy, and she hates sultanas even to this day.
Yeah, right.
It's outrageous, isn't it?
Let's go to, one of our
who
favourites.
it is?
Gussie.
It's Gussie.
Hi, Jodie and Hazy.
It's Gussie, a little legend.
Gussie, our little handball blitz legend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's your beautiful mum told you?
Oh, so if you eat a cherry seed, right?
Yeah.
It'll grow into your tummy.
Yeah.
And then come out your mouth or your ears.
Is that right?
Okay.
I did not know that.
Now I'm worried that Gussie is newsreader Abby's love child because she believed the same thing. Wow.
So, Gussie, is this like a true thing or is it a myth? Like, what's going on here? We're sort of going, which way are we going?
believed it.
You believed it?
I believed it.
Do you believe it
Yep.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, watch out, mate.
Because I've never ate a cherry seed again. I still eat cherries. I love cherries. They go all over my face.
They do.
Thanks, Gussie. Oh, dear.
What a legend, Gussie.
Good morning, Amy.
Hello, how you going?
Good. What's
my myth is your mum telling you that you're not allowed to turn the interior lights on while you're driving.
Do you know what, Amy? I need to admit something. I still believe that to this day.
Oh, my God.
That got entrenched in us as youngsters so aggressively by mum and dad that it stayed with me till adulthood.
I mean,
I tell my kids the same thing.
Well, it's only because it's right when you are driving, it's so distracting, especially when it's dark, if the kids are playing with the interior light.
100%.
Yeah, right. It's interesting. You are how many years old when you've discovered that it's not illegal?
Oh, I'm only 38.
Tanya, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. What was the myth that you believed?
Well, growing up, my darling dad told me that kiwi fruit were actually monkey's eggs.
Oh,
Yeah. Tanya, I just wonder, what was the purpose of this myth from your dad?
Yeah, why?
He was a very big practical joker, so of course we'd go to school with monkey's eggs in our tongue box for lunch.
Oh.
And just growing up, they were never kiwi fruit. They just looked like little hairy eggs that came from monkeys.
So on top of that as well, you knowingly thought that they were monkey eggs and you were like, oh, good, chow down.
Oh, we ate chicken eggs, so I guess it wasn't too big a leap.
Big a stretch.
Yeah, there you go.
Tanya,
you believe everything your dad tells you.
When did you sort of work out that they weren't monkey's eggs?
Oh, we had some debates at school with sort of, some of the younger children who said, no, that's just crazy. But, look, probably maybe 7 or 8.
Yeah, right. Good.
Yeah.
Glad you cottoned on early.
That's all right.
It could have been embarrassing in the workplace when you bring your lunchbox and everyone's like, what do you mean you're eating monkey's eggs?
I go, oh, you got some fruit? No. Some monkey's eggs.
What's wrong with you? Let's go to Shelley. Good morning.
Good morning, Jodie and Hazy. How are you?
We're good, thanks. What did your mum used to tell you?
My cheeky mum, I didn't really fall for it, but she used to say that if you picked your nose too hard, that your eyes would cave into the socket.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's such an aggressive picture that a youngster would paint.
If that was the case, Shelley, Andrew Hayes would have 0 eyeballs.
Yeah, I know.
Because his finger is permanently entrenched up his left nostril.
You know what, Shelley? I wish someone had told me that as a youngster as well.
Who doesn't like a sneaky pick?
Oh, it's
Spot
true.
on. Particularly when we're driving.
Well, I think, do people think they're in invisible cars or that they're like the person at the lights can't see what you're doing?
I think it's just because it's a comfort space, isn't it?
Maybe.
Like you're completely comfortable. But you should be aware that people are looking around and looking at you and they're judging you, particularly when you're a knuckle deep into your nose.
Yeah, true. Sarah, good morning.
Hello, how you going?
Good. What'd your dad tell you?
He said that if I was to eat the blue lollies, I'd turn into a boy.
That's good.
So Dad got all the blue lollies.
Oh, and let me guess, they were his favourite?
Yes, loved them. So he was lucky for a few years there.
Were you tempted just to test the theory, Sarah?
I think I just believed him because he's my dad.
Yeah. Dads wouldn't lie.
Dads wouldn't lie.
Yeah,
So much
right.
trust in a dad.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and thanks to everyone who called through this morning.
Yeah.